everybody, welcome to my first ever YouTube channel and video. So bear with me as I'm very much just a beginner and I will be learning as I go. What I wanted to cover in this video is just going over what holistic health means to me as a holistic health coach, give a little background into my health journey, and give an overview of what this channel is going to look like. So let's get into it. When a person thinks about holistic health and what it is, they might think that it's someone taking a ton of supplements every day, drinking green juices and smoothies, working out a ton, and maybe doing yoga on top of a mountain or something crazy. And while all of those can certainly be forms of holistic health, I don't think they fully capture the full scope of what it is. So when you hear the term holistic health, it just means you're looking at the whole individual and all of their systems are connected. And you're looking to get to the root cause as well. That's another key component. So when you think of someone coming in with a headache, in the Western model of medicine, they would just be like, oh, here's a pill to take to eliminate the headaches. But in the holistic realm of medicine and health, doctors or practitioners would be asking, why are you getting headaches? What is that stemming from? They would view the headache more as a symptom and not as the actual root cause of the problem. And symptoms are just your body's way of communicating with you that something is off in your body that needs to be fixed. They can be very helpful, and if you actually trace them back a few steps, you're going to be able to not only alleviate the symptom, but figure out what the cause is and potentially eliminate them for a longer period of time, sometimes forever too. But I do want to say that there is a caveat to all of this, and that there is no perfect mode of health or mode of healthcare that is going to help you achieve perfect health. So if you ever hear an influencer saying that, or that if you just take this magic pill or you buy this one product, your life is going to change forever and you're going to be perfectly healthy all the time, that is just a straight up lie. That is not true. I wish that we could be perfectly healthy all the time on this side of heaven, but that's just not the reality of the broken world that we live in. But I do think that there is still a light and there's still a positive way to look at health in this world that we're living in, and that is that God has made us and our bodies and our minds very adaptable. And so when we are thrown some curveballs in life with health issues, there are definitely modes of healing that can help alleviate or even get rid of certain problems as well, using a lot of natural remedies. It's really fascinating to look back even 100 years ago. I believe it came out in the 1920s, the Flexner Report. The Carnegie Foundation commissioned Abraham Flexner to write this report, and it overhauled the medical system in a really short period of time. And it was actually the Rockefellers that funded it. So that is a very fascinating rabbit hole to go down, because what they did was change the medical system. Medical schools used to encourage and teach was what is now known as alternative modes of medicine, when back in the day that was just the normal type of medicine, and then it became very much pharmaceutical based, which of course was Rockefeller's kind of invention, because he's like, how else can I make money from his products? He was very big in the oil industry, and pharmaceuticals came from that. So it's very interesting to just see what was funded, and it was crazy, just the smear campaigns that they did, especially against chiropractors, but also homeopathics and just any other type of alternative medicine today. They would throw them in jail, label them as quacks, and you can still see that's kind of sticking around today when some people mention that they go to the chiropractor or see these other doctors. People are like, well, they're not actually really doctors, they don't have the same medical degree, or, they're just quacks, like they don't really help your body. That is stemming from the Flexner Report, and that just goes to show how powerful words can be. And if an idea just gets repeated over and over again, even if it is a lie or it's a half-truth, all of a sudden it becomes accepted as a full truth. That's just a little background medical history for fun. Anywho, so looking at holistic health is really cool because you get to address the person as a whole. You're not just looking at the part that's affecting them, but you get to listen to their whole story and piece together why they could be experiencing what they're experiencing. The course that I took to become a health coach was through the Health Institute, which is affiliated with Life University, which is a grad school down in Georgia for chiropractors. The course was co-founded by Dr. Josh Axe, who is a chiropractor out of Tennessee, and I remember my mom talking about him all the time growing up, because in my household is very much a alternative medicine household. My mother was a chiropractor. 2 of my older siblings became chiropractors. I thought that I wanted to be a chiropractor when I went to college and ended up doing it during COVID, and I was like, this is not the path for me. So found the Health Institute and was like, a holistic health coach sounds great and right up my alley. And it was super fun going through all of the different modules, learning from the very beginning a biblical basis of health, which is fascinating, and then diving into traditional Chinese medicine, which I'd only ever really heard of, so I didn't know that much about, but that was also really cool to learn about, and just the way that they view the body and different healing modalities that they use to address people's symptoms and health problems, and then just learning different lifestyle recommendations you can make, herbs that you can recommend to people, different supplements, very much just viewing it as a whole system of things. And that's going to be much more helpful to people, because just as anything in life, it's all connected. When you take that view and you apply it to somebody's health, you're going to help them see results a lot quicker. They're going to feel more satisfied. Again, you're not going to solve all of their problems. We're still going to experience, every one of us, health problems this side of heaven, but it is encouraging to people to let them know that there is healing that can happen when you address the person as a whole. So what I like to help people walk through when we're addressing health from a holistic standpoint is an illustration that I made called the 10 pillars of wellness. So I know that 10 sounds like a lot, especially when I want to just simplify health and get people back to the basics, but I really wanted to include 10 because I wanted to get very specific and to help people pinpoint, maybe 3 or so that they're struggling with, and help them one by one work on improving that pillar, because these are going to be the foundations of your health from which everything else is going to build up. So if you can get these 10 pillars fairly strong, again, not going to be 100% perfect, but if you can get them pretty solidly built, your health and your life is going to feel the impacts of that in a really positive way. I just want to encourage people that health is about what you're doing every single day in your life. It's not just about what you're eating or how much you're working out. Yes, those are definitely key components, but it's also about sunlight and how are your relationships with people? Are you in community? What are your energy and stress levels like? Are you getting good sleep at night? What is your relationship with God like? What is your environment like? Are there a ton of toxins there that could possibly be eliminated a little bit to help you thrive better in life? And so that's what I like to help people understand and work through. And I hope that this channel just serves as a way to educate people on these different health topics. And that's the video series that I'm going to be covering next, is going over each of these 10 pillars, explaining what they are and what it looks like to live them out on a daily basis as well. My overall message is just to promote that health should be viewed from a holistic standpoint of everything in your body is connected, your brain, your body, and your spirit. Really trying to keep things simple and get back to the basics, because I think a lot of times on social media, very extreme lifestyles are presented and it seems like you're doing everything wrong, or you need these really, really expensive products, otherwise you'll never experience true health. And that's just not true. And I want to encourage people that if you just get back to the basics, you're going to experience a better life. If you're consistent with these habits, you will experience change, and your body will definitely thank you for making these changes. And I just want to show that it is possible and that you're not alone in this journey. So I just hope that this channel can serve to encourage you. Share it with a friend. If you feel like this resonated with you, I would love for you to hit subscribe and stick around as these next videos come out. And thank you so much for sticking around, and I'll see you next time.